Where am I from? I think that's actually my most frequently asked question ever, and I can understand why. It's not very straightforward, so if you want to find out where I'm from, just keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. My name is Sonia for those of you that are new, and today I'm gonna be telling you where I am from. So I'm gonna start by saying the short story, because I fully understand that some people may not want to watch a 10-minute video about the whole full-length story. So basically, my mom's French, my dad's Spanish, which makes me half French, half Spanish. I lived in Spain, in Madrid, for the first 14, nearly 15 years of my life, and I've been in the UK ever since, which makes it the last 12 years. So that's the short story. If that's all you wanted to know, then you can click now, but if you want the longer story, then just keep watching and I'll tell you. So where do I start? I grew up in Spain and obviously, as I said, I have a French mum and a Spanish dad, so from very young I spoke both languages. Actually, the first few years that I went to school, I went to a lycée Molière, which is a French school in Spain, and that also helped me a lot with learning how to write it. And anyways, that's not what this video is about, but I spoke already French and Spanish from a very young age. And then at school I learned some German, and I also did some English, but this was very, very basic English taught by Spanish people, so yeah, not the best. But basically, in 2006, when I was 13 years old, at school we had the opportunity to do an exchange between schools. So I came to the UK for the first time and stayed with an English family for a whole week, which was really cool. I made a really cool friend, Livy, which we're still friends to this day, so that's awesome. But basically I came to the UK for a week, and then they were coming to our house in Spain for a week a few months later. But that was my first time getting on a plane and like being able to remember it, because I had been on planes when I was a baby and when I was like 1 and 2 years old, but I didn't remember it, and yeah, I don't think anyone remembers those ages. So that was the first time that I properly went on a plane, and I fell in love with the UK. And it's quite funny because thinking about it now, it just proves how strong manifestation and visualization can be, because I remember being in London in the UK for the first time and just thinking I would love to live here, I would love to move here, I can just see myself living here, which is just so funny. But basically, fast forward to a few months later, my mum, who had separated from my dad a few years before, so when an opportunity arose for her to do her job in the UK, she started thinking about it, and she was like, oh, should I go? And she decided to go, and straight away I was like, oh my god, this is my chance to go to the UK and live in the UK as well. So I said that I wanted to go as well. But obviously it was like the middle of the school year, so you can't just really pick up and go. So I had to wait. But I came to an agreement with my parents that if I kept up my grades and if I passed maths, which maths was always a difficult subject for me, I struggled and I didn't always pass all my exams. So I got an extra tutor and one of my friends that was really good at maths to like help me, and basically I did all that I could so that I could go to the UK. And I think the main reason that I wanted to go to the UK so badly, outside of the fact that I had been there and loved it and fell in love with it, was that I wasn't really happy where I was, and I was just longing for a fresh start, and moving countries would have literally been that. So I really wanted to move to another country and be with my mom and just start new, because at the time I was being bullied at school, and it just wasn't a good time in my life, so it was the perfect time for me to move. And this was early 2007, so my mum moved to the UK in 2007 in February, and she was here for the first few months on her own. And actually I remember when she was here and we were still in Spain, she would come back every month or so to see us, and she would bring back different like chocolate bars for us to try, which was really fun because we then got to experience some of the candy and the Cadbury bars that they had here, which was just really cool because we didn't have any of that in Spain. There is a lot more now, but at the time there just wasn't. It was very much just Spanish brands. And also she brought me like my first McFly CD, which I loved McFly, and in Spain you couldn't find the CD anywhere because they were quite a small indie poppy UK band at the time. I mean, we're talking 2007 here. So she brought that for me, and she brought me some Panic at the Disco albums. It was just really, really cool. And then it came to July 2007, and on the 19th of July is when I moved from Spain to the UK, and it was 2 days before my 15th birthday because it was the 19th, my birthday's on the 21st. So yeah, that was really cool, and that was 12 years and a half ago now, so a pretty long time. Obviously when I came here for the first time, I didn't really speak English that well. Like, I could just about string some sentences, but I remember watching TV and being like, I genuinely don't know anything because I can't understand a word. And I would go to Starbucks and order like hot chocolate, and because I couldn't say hot chocolate properly, I would be like hot chocolate or hot chocolate or chocolate hot or just something like that. They would just look at me like, what? And you know that thing when people say what 3 times and then you're like, I give up, just I'm gonna walk away. That happens so often. But the first year that I was in the UK, because I didn't speak that well English, I went to the Spanish school, which was in London, and I lived in Surrey, so it was about an hour and a half for me to go to school and then an hour and a half back, so 3 hours in transport, which thinking back now is pretty intense and pretty crazy. And I was taking my 7-year-old sister with me to school because she moved with us as well. So yeah, that was just pretty crazy, but really awesome, and it taught me all that I needed to know about the tube and London, and I was once again in that city that I had fallen in love with, so I was pretty happy about it. And then after 1 year of that, I went to, it was my time for sixth form, so basically I had completed my like compulsory Spanish education in the Spanish system, and this is like after you're 16 you get to choose what you do. So I just decided to go to an English sixth form. My English was much better by then. It still wasn't perfect at all, but I did my A-levels at a school that was like 20 minutes, 15-minute walk from my house, so such a difference from the 3-hour commute before. And I got to do my A-levels. I did the subjects that I wanted to do, and then I went to university, like University of Sussex in Brighton, got my degree in art history and French, and then I got a job straight after university and have been working in the UK ever since. So yeah, that's how 12 years have passed. Would I always live in the UK? I don't know. I do like it here, but there are other places that I also really like, so I would always be open to any other possibilities. But that is the story of how I moved to the UK, why I am half French and half Spanish, and why I've stayed here for the last 12 years. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and I'll see you very, very soon with another video. Bye!